They say opposites attract.
Well, how about these opposites? Daddies and sons.
You're listening to Daddy and Son.
A podcast where we explore the dynamics of daddy and son relationships, multi-generational views,
And everything else in between.
Welcome back to another episode of Daddy and Son. I want to thank everyone for joining us. My name is Alex.
And I'm Norm.
And this is our 30th episode for the year.
Ooh.
And the last one for 2025. I am excited.
Wow, that means two out of every 3 Fridays we've been doing a podcast.
We've gathered here, to spill some good old fashioned tea. Oh, geez.
Ding.
That's my bad. I usually.
Well, you have a ding on your laptop as well. I just have one on my phone.
I usually block my put my thing on Do Not Disturb. I sincerely apologize for that. It won't happen again.
Not a big offense.
Yep. We are so excited. It's what a journey. And I know, like last year, we did only half.
Oh, really? We only did 15 last year?
We only did about 15. Actually, we did a total of 18 episodes last year.
But we didn't start at the beginning of the year, though, did we?
We started in January, yeah.
Okay.
But I think I just traveled a lot last year. So there was... I didn't travel much. I didn't travel much this year, but it was just last year. I was like... Because, anyways.
Well, I think one of every 2 Fridays would be perfect. 30's a lot. That's a. You had me working, hon. You had me working.
Working?
Yeah. I mean, those bus rides down Sherburne Street, they really get to be tired.
You know what? It's time for you to retire.
No, I'm excelling in a new career. What do you mean? I was in the newspaper today, or not? I was in the. No, not retirement.
Oh, I'm not gonna even go down this road with you because I've told you how I feel about old people working. I
totally
feel like
get it. I understand.
You should be
that.
traveling. It's wintertime. You should be on a beach in Spain or the south of France. Definitely not Florida. Enjoying your retirement, sipping on a cocktail or a cock.
Well,
and
we'll start with cocktails anyway.
And, you start with a cocktail and then, you migrate to a cock. But whatever it is that you're doing and wherever it is that you're doing it.
Get out of the way and let me work is what you're saying.
Get out of the way and, train a younger generation for succession. Like...
Then I'd have to work.
Y'all keep saying
I would have to be working to do that.
Yeah, fine, but you're working in a different capacity because you all keep saying that there's not enough young people with the skill set to do what you're doing. But what is the succession plan? Because you're not going to be here, forever.
Do you know what's funny? The person that I'm replacing in this role is actually older than I am. He's in his later 70s.
See the fuck what I'm talking about?
But I'm not going to do it as long as he did. I'm only going to do it for a couple of years. Then I'm following your advice.
Yes, you're
I just
in
need
your
a little
70s.
travel money.
Yes, you're energetic.
I need a little travel money, that's all.
Oh, that's all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to put the bank account in a little bit better.
The capital gains is enough to travel on?
Well, not with the current taxation rate in this country, no.
I thought
the markets have done very well this year. I'm not going
to complain. The market is doing well. So people like you who have had enough to invest in and got in at a really good time, before Fannie Mae went under, and after the big depression of '08, you're good. You shouldn't be out here working for the sake of working.
You should go into career counseling. You know that? I think that's your calling.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I think what you should be doing is
His career, get your ass out of the way. I hear you. I hear you.
get your ass out of the way and train somebody younger, just as energetic as you and strong.
Well, my superior is training somebody younger right now.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Or her?
No, it's him.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Define younger.
72 and he's 76. Let's get on with it today. You wanted to tell us what we heard this past year.
You see what I mean, people? You see what I mean? See what I'm going through?
What are we consuming in our lovely glasses tonight?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. So, for tonight, we're having some warm apple cider from St. Lawrence Market.
Oh, that's perfect. I just came from there.
You just got in from there.
Yeah.
Nice, crisp Canadian apples from Ontario.
Oh, beautiful.
And I have kind of mulled mine over with a little bit of bourbon, cinnamon sticks, and anise. That's what you're seeing floating around on
The
top.
bourbon is from Kentucky, I presume.
It is. We haven't had bourbon on the shelves in Ontario for the longest time because of the tariff war, but I happen to have a little bit from last year that it was just happened to just be in the back. And when my cleaning lady did cleaning last week, on Wednesday, she shifted to the front and I was like, oh, I have bourbon. Allegedly. So I was just like, time to use it up to make space for all the gin and the Scotch whiskey that I'll be bringing in when I do my holiday shopping this weekend.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, listen, I have something to share with you that will help you with that shopping, my dear. And
What is that?
I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas from the LCBO. There we
This is
go.
so pretty.
And so appropriate, I would hope.
And very appropriate. What a lovely Christmas gift. I didn't get you anything.
Well, that's okay. There's always next year.
It's still early. It's still early.
Well,
Thank you, Daddy.
I figured this was our last episode together. I thought better bring it for sure. Did I bend it there? No, I didn't. No, that's good.
Oh, that's okay. It's all good.
That will contribute to your whatever you're going to consume. And by the way, remember you can get bourbon at duty free, and you go through enough duty free stores in your travels, so you could always pick me up a bourbon.
You know what?
Yeah, pick
I
up a
am so
bourbon.
upset with the U.S. right now that I don't think I would.
Oh,
I think once
dear.
I'm not gonna throw my bourbon down the drain, but once I'm done with this bottle, I'm switching over to Irish whiskey.
Ooh.
Yeah, or single malt. I'm switching over. I'm sick and tired of the U.S. girlies. So just before you walked in, I was actually listening to the ESTA proposal by the Trump administration. What that is electronic. It's this electronic. Let me Google it real quick.
A few moments later.
Well, I think of it. Remind me to ask you again the name of your cleaning lady. Daddy's decided he needs to have a cleaning lady, and you have a good one.
Oh, she is so good.
Yeah.
She is so good. So the Department of Homeland Security, it's on their website too already.
Oh, wow.
Damn, the girls move faster than Satan. It means Electronic System for Travel Authorization. ESTA.
Oh, okay. That's
And-
for non-U.S. That's for non-Canadians, though.
No. Canada is on the list. Canada is on the list, and it includes
What if
a
you're-
bunch of it includes over 40 countries
That's dumb.
that 45 countries that do not need visas to come to the US. So the proposal is that they will pay, and again, this is on their website. You can see I'm looking at the official Department of Homeland Security website. And the proposal is that these countries, including Canada, will pay 40 US bucks for this electronic authorization.
They're doing
will
what
be-
Europe is doing, right?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But 40 bucks?
Yeah, that's
though?
like 55. But what
That's
about
a lot of money. England only charges 17.
20, 25 bucks? Yeah, 20 bucks.
At the time when I got mine, it was $17.
$17. You got
But maybe, inflation, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got mine literally 1 month after
They
the
required
UK had required it, because I was going back and forth that year. And then out of nowhere, I just saw this email pop up and they were like, make sure you get Air Canada. I was like, make sure you get it. I was like, is this a hoax? And I looked into it and it's true.
Yeah.
And it was $17 at the time, $17 Canadian at the time.
Did you go through customs still when you arrived in the UK?
Yeah. Just scan your passport. But the point I'm trying to make is that income and the EU will be even cheaper. I think the EU is going to be like 15 or $12 Canadian. It's not that expensive.
That's nothing, yeah.
So 40 US bucks is ridiculous.
Ask them on the contacts if you have a global entry or Nexus card, which I do, and a lot of frequent travelers do. Do you still need that? Because all that is a data tracking device.
This is ground.
They've got all my data. When I use that card, they know.
Oh wait, hold on. The following information may also be required: global entry, Nexus, Sentry ID. Yes, so it will apply to people with Nexus cards.
Really? So I got to get one of those for $40 too?
Yeah.
What about if I'm driving across the bridge? Let's do it later.
Ask the people ask the people over at Christy. Is Christy Gnomes? Christy?
Yes.
Yeah, ask Christy Gnomes and her people over there. Don't ask me. I don't like these people. And I'm going to stop supporting their business.
It's easy. We just don't go there, right? Sorry, American friends. It's not against you personally.
It is insane to me. But the most insane part of it is that they will be a part of the background check that you have to do to get this authorization to come to the US is that they will be scanning your social media. So I don't know.
So this isn't like an automatic thing, like with Europe and stuff.
No, it's quite automatic, yeah. Even Australia, it took them like 2 hours, and they were like, "Here you go." England took about a day for me, and with Egypt, it took about 2 days. But yeah, and Europe, I don't think they're started theirs yet, but they will start it by spring next year.
So let me ask you a question, because you know this stuff. If you have an Instagram account that isn't under your name, are they going to find you?
It depends. Like, to be honest,
I'm the Silver Fox.
I think me, they won't find me as easily. And here's why. I don't use a lot of applications or content, or I have never used applications or content where I have fed it my face.
Oh, I see.
Even as an example, the podcast cover, it's all caricatures of us. It's not my actual face, right? However, for those people who like use Snapchat, who use the filters, who have fed pictures of themselves into American-owned companies like ChatGPT and AI this and OpenAI or OpenArt AI, stuff like that, Sorna. Those applications, you see, just like how when you're in Facebook, it will say, do you know this person? Because it's mapping people's face. So in a group of pictures. So that technology, which we existed like 10 years ago, it's only gotten better. So they'll use that facial recognition technology to find you on social media.
What about the gay apps?
Now, that's a whole other conversation.
Well, we should do a session on that. That would require some work.
I've been ringing the alarm on this for the longest time. And a lot of the red states, including Florida, where you have to provide a government ID in order to access these sites, like Grindr, Sniffies.
Really?
Yes, you must provide a government ID in Louisiana, in Tennessee, in Florida. There's a few others. There are actually 16 states now that have made that law, that for any adult site, Pornhub, hookup sites, stuff like that, you must provide a government-issued ID to get on the site. And I've always said, this is a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea because with this administration, you never know
You're right.
what this information will be used for.
Yep.
So when this news came out yesterday about the ESTA program on the news, when I saw it, I was not surprised when they said that they would be going through foreign nations. And this is the part that pisses me off.
Yeah.
People, tourists, they'll be you don't have to be a US resident, tourists. And apparently it's in accordance with their laws. According to Homeland Security and CIA laws, they technically aren't allowed to be going through citizens. They're not allowed to surveil citizens, but they can surveil foreign actors. So now they're considering tourists as potential terrorists.
Yeah.
And this is a bad precedent to set.
It's all part of Mr. Trump's building a wall. This isn't a physical wall, but it's a virtual wall in a sense. It's a filter. So, okay, so
I'm worried about it. And I know the girls will definitely look through my Reddit as an example, and the shit I post on Instagram, because I'm always sharing anti-Trump reels. So I know, I'm not going to Las Vegas anytime soon.
So if I go across the border and the border guard says, "Hello, Daddy," I know somebody's been looking at your site.
You know what? I think you'll get away because you're much nicer to the Conservative and Republican Party and the Trump administration than I am.
Yeah, but those border guards are beefy, scary guys.
You're nice. I should say you're more diplomatic.
I do have some diplomatic skills. I agree.
I, on the other hand, I don't give two shits. And fuck Trump and fuck Christendom and fuck people in that camp who think that they can go through my social media if I'm going to cross over their border. Because guess what? The joke's on you because I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying here in Canada. Actually, I am going to China next year. I think I told you about that.
Wow. I'd love to do that. That's fantastic.
I would much rather go to China. Yes, China.
Well, China's going to be the big superpower.
Spend my money than go to the U.S. right now. I never thought I would say the day where I never thought I would see the day
China?
I would feel safer
in China. Well,
than in the U.S.
God knows.
Let that sink in.
There'd be plenty of cops watching you most of the time you're there. So, cameras, cops, secret agents. I mean, you would be super safe in China.
I never thought I would ever say those words ever escape my mouth. Never thought it.
I want to ride those fast trains.
I know, those bullet trains, they're amazing, aren't they?
All right, now you got me thinking about China. Anyway, maybe I will
I'll give you my review when I come back.
Well, maybe
I'm going in April, so I'll give you my review.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to Chengdu. But
well, now you're going to tell us what happened this past year.
That is actually a very good segue. Speaking of, because this year has been, 2025 has been quite a roller coaster. You know, personally, politically, financially. It's just like the year, romantically, the year has just been a roller coaster for all of us. And it has put things on our bingo card that we didn't expect to tick off. And we've gotten some wins and we've gotten some surprises. So, are you ready?
I am.
Are you ready?
I hope you're going to put a drum roll.
Some more excitement.
You're going to put a drum roll in there.
I'm going to put a drum roll?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll...
Well, you've already given me a preview of a couple of things, so do share, and then I know there's some surprises.
See, this is why I didn't want to give you no preview, because you don't seem excited enough.
I know what's coming a little bit, but no, I'm interested. I want to hear. Look, you know me. I'm a pretty even-keeled guy most of the time.
Yeah, you're not very animated. I get that.
I'm animated. I'm animated. I've only had half of this drink, too.
So, it's so warm. It just warms the cockles, doesn't it?
I love it. Warms the what? Did you say
the cockles?
I thought that's what you said.
Yeah.
I think that's what you said. Anyway, go ahead. It does that, too.
With you. I can't. So, we got our Spotify Wrapped this year. And basically, it gives us analytics across all the IRS feeds that we feed into, which include Amazon, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart.
And Amazon?
Yeah, we're on Amazon as a podcast as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We like this is it anywhere you get your podcasts. So, it's just a little proof that being consistent and hard work does pay off. I'm really proud of us. I really am. Our audience has shot up by 69%. No pun intended.
Well, yeah, we can't say we planned it, but
You can't make this shit up. I promise I'm not making this up.
It is a gay podcast after all.
69%. I one thing I wished they would do is, because we did go through this last year, or wrapped last year, but we did it in January. And one thing I wish we did, or Spotify would do, is that they would show us the trend from last year versus this year.
Well, do you remember the numbers?
I don't.
Oh, sugar.
But what I'm going to do is...
you have them on we have them on recording. We stated them. We'd have to go back, listen to it, and plot them.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to do that for us, please feel free.
But I really wish it was here in front of me.
So we could map exactly what happened this year. Yeah, okay.
So we had quite a spike in new audience. And audience just means whichever region we get people listeners from. And we had 26 new subscribers. Sorry, not 26. Our subscribers shot up by 26%. That's what I meant to say.
That's fantastic.
Correct. So that's what I meant to say. So, and that is across all the platforms. Our best platform happened to be Apple.
Okay, good.
That did surprise me, but not too much, because I was looking at the analytics throughout the year, and Spotify, I realized, was not widely used by a lot of our listeners. Based on what I saw in the analytics throughout the year, most people were looking or listening to us through Apple Podcasts, and there were quite a few people that were going over to YouTube or gaining traction onto YouTube.
Oh, wait. So that's where Android users would go to everything but Apple Podcasts then?
Yes.
Essentially, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I find people tell me it's easier to find it on Apple than it is on YouTube or Spotify. Oh, well, Spotify's not hard. That's easy. So it's just a matter of what you have on your phone. Okay. Now, what about where you showed me another preview is where our audience is. That one really interested me. I know.
We're getting right over to that. So they call it your listening passport. Now, we were listened to 16 countries across the world this year. I think there's a slight decrease from last year, because last year I'm pretty sure it was somewhere in the 30s.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That high?
And our top countries, number 1, Canada, which is to be expected. Number 2, and this blew my mind, Brazil. Yeah.
Julio, good job.
I'm just so when I sent this to you today,
sorry, I shouldn't give out names.
And you said to me, "Oh, it must be all the Brazilian boys I'm talking to." I legit laughed till I fell out my chair. Legit laughed. I had to screenshot that and send that to some friends, because I was like, well, that was more than a tickle. That was funny.
I am surprised too, but when I get chit-chatting on some of these apps, and if I
which app
find
do you
somebody,
meet Brazilian boys on? Adam? Because Adam is for the internationally desperate.
Well, I get a lot of international ones, and usually I just kind of pass by them because distance isn't a problem. Well, it is for me, honey. I have a real easy rejoinder for that. But if I think they're interested in this, I'll flip them a picture of our website, of our, and I've had a couple of people, in fact, as recently as yesterday, say, "Hey, I listened to your podcast. It's cool."
Oh, nice.
I don't know where he's from. I have no idea. So
yeah, I've had people who reach out to me on Instagram two in the last month, actually, people I've never met. One of them lives in the United States, and he mentioned to me that I'm like, do I know you? That was what I opened with when I saw this person started following me on Instagram, and I was just like, do I know you? That was it. And the person was like, no, we haven't met, but I'm a fan of your podcast.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, interesting.
yeah. And you say, great. Are you enjoying it? Cool.
Very interesting. But we didn't get into a lot of talking. Honestly, between last week, the issue at work, and end of
You have a high-stress
I
job.
go off on holiday as today's my last day at work. I go off on holiday until the second week of January.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
I'm burnt out, girl. Burnt out. Like, I need a break.
I have to follow city council
Need a
next
break.
week.
Need a Kit Kat.
I'd love to be off next week. But
Do you need, when you're doing these things, do you need an assistant, a young, vibrant assistant to come with you? I look good in a suit. I can come with you to City Hall.
well, I like men in suits, but not necessarily the kind that you have a tie with.
Oh, God, I can't. I knew you were going to come with something like that the moment you started talking out the side of your mouth. Anyhow, speaking of the United States, that's our third top listener.
Okay.
United States.
That makes sense.
Number 4, United Kingdom. And number 5, the Netherlands. I don't know anybody in the Netherlands.
Yeah, no, I can't say.
I've never even been to the Netherlands.
Well, I haven't. There are not many of my types there, I can assure you. So,
They're my types.
yeah.
Blonde, blue.
well, one of us, neither of us can take promotional praise for that one. Who would be 5? I wonder if Netherlands is, or 6, I guess. Do they
And you
they
have-
list all of them or just those top ones?
It just tells you the top 5.
Okay.
And you have to understand, like, our listenership has shot up by 26%, and we are or 69%, sorry, but 26% new subscribers. Because somebody listen means that they subscribe.
Right.
And one the thing, it could be like somebody heard one episode and they liked that particular episode and they maybe flipped it to a friend and
Yeah.
shared it with a friend, and that's how they heard about it, or it popped up, it got impressioned onto someone based on something else that they listened to and they like based on keywords that we've used. I'm not sure how Spotify or YouTube or any of these other girlies do their things, because they all have different algorithms, right?
Yeah.
And you know how we've talked about this, how algorithms work. They're just basically you get suggested something because you are a man of a particular age, and somebody else
Or viewing pattern,
who you're a
or-
friend with,
Yeah.
who is also a person of your particular age, or maybe it's your neighbor. It could just be someone who shares a subnet IP with you, and they
really? Okay.
yeah. It could just be someone who shares a subnet IP with you, and they are listening to French music, and so Spotify will say, okay, you must like French music. Here was some Francophone caviar for you. Or it could be situations like, they've actually discussed this in a recent Reuters interview, expose, where they were like, how did a lot of yoga moms end up becoming Trump voters in the last election? And it was
Wow.
because there was a top yogi on YouTube who started promoting Trump, and so they
Spread.
just and this, because this guy is a popular yogi, then any other person who had yoga content in their algorithm started getting that type of information filtered by the algorithm, and that's how a lot of yoga moms and white women ended up becoming the primary voters for Trump. Yeah.
Well,
So the algorithm does make a difference. There's power in technology, and when it comes on to how it changes perception of the populace. But
Yep.
that's a whole other conversation and another podcast, maybe for next year. So next, our top fans ensemble. So our show was in the top 5 for 29 people. So we have some super fans.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I know
Well,
one. I know one person. So he's he's one of 29 people we were in their top 5 most listened podcasts.
Now, would that listen to the entire podcast or just some of it? Like, how do they measure that? Do we know?
They listen to the whole show. Because they do show you the impressions. In fact, the only way, because how Spotify gauges it. Well, I don't know if it's the whole show, but I know how Spotify gauges it. They look at the overall length of the show.
Yeah.
And you have to listen to at least
Certain
10%
fair
of
enough.
the show in terms of time to get an impression.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, a listened impression. No. We are in the number 1 show for 35 fans, and 15% of them binged at least 2+ shows an episode in one day. So they'll listen to multiple episodes in one day. 5% of all our listeners hit play within the first 24 hours of it coming out.
Okay.
So maybe there's some area for improvement. Only 5% listen under the exact date drops. So, we're probably looking at about 5% of, let me see how many
do we have a
subscribers we got.
A notification?
So 5% of 567 people, that's giving like maybe
not very high.
Yeah, it's not very high.
But do we have a a notification check on our like when you post? Can somebody get notified automatically that they're?
Yes, everyone gets notified automatically.
Okay.
Unless they're on YouTube, then they have to specifically hit the notification button to get a notification.
What I meant. Okay.
But like Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon. Podcasts, they all send out notifications because I see them on my phone immediately as I push the podcast, or within the same hour I push the podcast out.
Yes, Son controls the technology here. He is the gatekeeper.
So
I only learn about this stuff at the end of the year, folks, but I do get to learn about it. So you said there's some surprises you wanted my reaction to certain things. I'm interested to hear what those will be.
It's interesting because they give you all this data. Like they say the top artist that your fans listen to is Lady Gaga, Charlie XCX, Karol G, George Rivera Heron, and Luke Combs.
Of course, I haven't heard of half of these guys.
Well,
Lady Gaga, yes.
I don't know who Luke Combs is.
Who are the other ones?
Karol G. She's
don't know
she's a Latin artist. Charlie XCX. She's a British pop girly.
No.
George Rivera Heron. Don't know who that is either, and I don't know who Luke Combs is. So I guess I only know who the divas are. And
a very eclectic group, I would say.
I don't know if did you know that Spotify now, if you have the premium account, you get free audiobooks.
No. Free audiobooks?
Get free audiobooks. I'm actually thinking of switching over because I don't have a premium Spotify because I pay for premium on Apple Music. But I'm thinking about moving over to Spotify just because they include audiobooks as well for free. And a lot of good audiobooks are on it. Like I've checked, like all the audiobooks that I buy from Audible are on it. So I'm thinking about, so I've canceled my Audible because it's like $15 plus tax per month for Audible.
Yeah, I don't have
so
it.
I canceled my Audible and I'm going to go over to Spotify Premium. But the only reason I haven't done it yet, it's because the ice commercials.
Oh.
The ice commercials, that got me.
Yeah. No, listen, when would you listen to an audiobook? Surely when you're driving, right?
Yeah, always when I'm driving.
Yeah, so you do a lot more driving than I do right now. I mean, I hardly drive at all anymore. And that's when I would probably, I was actually reading a book on my iPad. But no, when you're driving, if I had to drive back and forth to Ottawa like I used 2 years ago, in fact, I used to listen, in those days, you had cassette tapes. I'd plug them into my cassette tape and listen to it.
They don't even make cars with CD sections
I know,
anymore.
and I'm pissed
Does
because
yours have one?
No, my last one did, and I went to look for it in the new car, which I got 5 years ago. Where is it? Oh, we don't put them in anymore. I have this whole collection of CD-ROMs that I can't do anything with.
What are you
going
to do with them? Like even mine, you've seen it's just one big tablet, just one big massive screen, like just that's it.
It's a shame. Now I have a
It
device
is quite
at home.
a shame.
I have a device at home I can listen to this stuff on, but what's the point?
But yeah, that's I think it's quite interesting the data that we get from this rap.
Can I ask a question? What was the most? Are we going to get there? What was the most listened to, or do they rate that this year? What was the most popular of our 30 episodes?
They did give me that information, and I skipped over it. Let me go back. See if I can go back. 1 second.
I think the one last year was on ghosting.
Okay, so 89% of our show impressions was because people shared it. So impressions meaning that people shared it or the algorithm suggested it to them.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. People are sharing.
Yes.
So we're.
So it's good when we pass stuff to people when we're talking to them, and it will find its way through their networks and increase the listenership.
That's good. And it says for shows of our size audience, we have outpaced other shows by 76%. So I think that we are doing good work. I think that we are getting to the right audience. And I also want to say I'm very thankful for our listeners. And I don't take any person that listens to us for granted. Not a single person, because there are other things that you could be doing with your day or your time, or whenever you're, unwinding or driving or exercising or whatever it is that you do when you listen to this messy, funny,
Sometimes
unhinged.
Funny. Definitely unhinged.
show. There's so many things you could be doing, but you decide to, be here with us.
I wish there was an easier way for people to reach us other than having to email.
What do you want them to do? Show up on your doorstep?
No, but on YouTube, when you watch the
comment section?
Yeah, something like that, comments. But you can't really do that with podcasts in the same way you can.
Not really.
Yeah.
And honestly, I haven't checked the comment section over in YouTube ever. I only check the comment section over in the Discord.
Okay, so the podcasting technology doesn't really provide the same avenue for commenting that, say, YouTube does. Because when you're looking at a YouTube thing, you can see people crackpot or X, that kind of stuff, where people are throwing stuff out there right away. But please keep ideas coming, and take a moment. If you've got some good ideas or have comments, send it to us. You always give the email at the end of a show. Easy to reach us. What else did you learn from the wrap up?
Or overall listenership this year, even though we only have under 600 subscribers, our overall listenership this year was 1,179 people in total. We
have 600 subscribers?
And that was, under 600. We have 500 plus. I think it was on the other screen when I was reading it. But our total listeners for the year is 1,179 people. Which is, again, one of the things that
100 a month.
I think of it this way. Even if we only had 10 people listening to this show, it is 10 people who are taking time out of their day to, again, support, listen, platform us. But to know that even though people aren't subscribing, but they're listening and they're listening intently and they want to hear what we are talking about and they're interested, this does warm my heart. This does warm my heart. Now,
if I can just interject, I think it's nice to have lots of subscribers, but let's face it, a subscriber is to a podcast like a member of a political party is to a voting. Not a lot of voters are members of political parties, but a lot of people out there are interested in the issues. They watch the news, they vote, but they're not going to spend $10 to join the party. I think it's the same with podcast culture too. I'm hunching. I don't know for sure. How would we know? Guess you'd have to do a survey.
Well, that is I guess that is fair. Now, our audience.
The demographics. Yes, that's the interest.
So our demographics have slightly changed this year. So men made up 88.9%, so it was shot up. Last year it was only 1/3. Female have dropped to only 11.1%.
Oh well, sorry girls.
And we used to have a very small trans and non-binary audience. Now we have 0%.
Oh.
So I think we probably did or said something that pissed them off.
Well, it was probably Daddy that did, I'm sure.
Here's what is interesting. Also, what have changed. Last year, majority of our audience was between the ages of 18 to 22. This year, our audience between 18 to 22 has shot up. Is it shot up? No, it's slightly dropped. It's now 27.8%. Still a decent chunk, but last year it was slightly higher. Between the ages of 23 to 35, 11%.
Oh, wow.
From 35 to 45, 50%.
Holy hell.
And over that is 5.6%. So anybody over 55, 5.6%.
So we're not really getting daddies. We're not getting daddies. Okay.
So this show clearly has an appeal to a younger audience.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I was going to ask you that question.
Well,
you're the daddy. Why do you think daddies aren't listening, Daddy?
Why do you think daddies aren't listening? Well, maybe because they've heard all this stuff before. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I would have thought they'd be interested in hearing what sons are saying. Maybe there are more sons that are interested in daddies than daddies that are interested in sons.
It's ironic because I actually responded to a Reddit post today where somebody was saying, I'm 21 years old and I'm attracted to men who are over 50. Is there anybody else out there who is like this? And how do you explain it when your friends think you're weird?
And then you told them about our podcast.
I should have.
Well,
I didn't.
That's the perfect time.
I absolutely should have. You know what is interesting when I look at the metadata? It's crazy. Like, we have listeners from the Republic of Moldova, Ghana, Brazil.
Ghana, I can take credit for.
Ukraine, and Australia.
Comrade, there are some inside the Kremlin too.
It is crazy. Like I did say, most of our listeners are from Apple Podcasts. So 37.5% of the listeners are from Apple, 25% from Spotify, 20.8% are from YouTube, and 16.7% are between Amazon and
that's a pretty even. Fairly even. I mean, it's not totally even, but it's there's nothing like way out in front, eh? You can tell I'm Canadian.
Apple outranks Spotify by at least by 12%.
Oh, you said 35?
37.5.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Spotify's 25.
All right, you're right. So Apple's at 5. I thought you said 27. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, for the question you've been asking, which is quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
ranking of shows.
Daddy and Son,
Yeah.
or very, very first episode, is still the most listened episode of the year.
I wonder if that's because when we tell people about the show, they start there to listen to it. And then they might go to one other one down the road, but they always want to start at the beginning. I'm hunching. I mean, that's what I would do. Although, no, I wouldn't. If I found out about something, I'd go to the latest one and then work back. That's just the way I think. But at least the first one told everybody what we're going to be talking about, sort of thing, right?
Well, the irony of it is that the highest listened episode for this year is Abstinence is Homophobic, featuring Colston.
Abstinence is homophobic.
In that episode, we
It's
had
a good show. I remember that.
discussed. What did we discuss? Let me look at the details.
I remember listening to it and laughing and chuckling and thinking, yeah.
We had discussed the 1987 AIDS crisis. That's what we had discussed in that episode. So that was the most listened episode for 2025.
Wow.
But the most listened that we released in 2025. But the most listened episode for the year was Daddy and Son, the very first episode. Again, crazy that the pilot episode was the highest listened episode of this year. Granted, it came out a year ago.
Well, you have to admit, Colston is a very popular and entertaining daddy. So maybe that's why he ranked way, way up high there. I mean, maybe that's a message to you, Norm, Daddy Norm.
Next to that was Ambient Intimacy, again featuring Cole, and The Secret Lives of Gym Guys. So that was
that was the second one, or is that a third one? Or
that was the third most popular one. So
The
those
Secret
were,
Life.
that came out this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Secret Life of Gym Guys.
We did that one together, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay, I remember
so
that.
we had dived into the wild world of cruising, specifically locker room cruising at the gym, and shared stories about gym cruising. I remember sharing more than you did.
Well, you are doing maybe more gym work than I am.
Oh, please. Look at you. Look at you. You don't look this good by just sitting down on the couch and being on a keto diet. Please.
Well, it doesn't come
girl.
from cruising either.
Please. Well, right? You go to the gym on a mission. On a mission. So yeah, the least three performing episodes this year were Things Are Warming Up. That was when we discussed global warming, The Cocktail Hour, and What I Knew at 22. Which is kind of weird because I thought that was a really good discussion.
And you know, I would have thought a younger person would have been interested in knowing the perspective of a daddy in terms of looking back and saying, hey, these are things I didn't know then that I know now.
But I wonder if it's like, because sometimes it could just be people don't even read the description.
Yeah.
It's just the title.
Or they took the wrong meaning from it. We didn't, but I thought that was a pretty clear title, so I don't know why.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the title isn't salacious enough. Maybe it hasn't grabbed them. I don't know.
Maybe we should rename it.
Tell us, audience, folks who are listening. Tell us if you were one of the people who are a regular of this podcast and you didn't listen to that particular episode. Let us know. Was it not catchy enough for you? Was the title not catchy enough for you? Did it start and skipped it? Let us know. I'm genuinely curious because this metadata is not enough to tell me anecdotally why someone tuned out or didn't tune into a particular episode.
It's macro data. It's not really micro data in terms of knowing why people are doing stuff.
Okay, macro data. You're absolutely right. That is macro data.
Well, see, remember, I study economics, macroeconomics and microeconomics.
But yeah, so there we are. that is us for 2025.
Wow, I can't believe it's
Give
over.
us a round of applause.
And for all the you'll put stuff in the feed there that beep beep beep, all that stuff. Yes,
Beep, beep.
I have to turn the volume down when I hear that. It shocks me.
You are hilarious. Anyhow, I want to thank you for such an amazing year, Norm. It was special and couldn't do without you.
Well, we've had some interesting battles here too, son. I mean, every now and then we get into a tiff about an issue, but I guess that's part of we come at things from different perspective.
Well, yeah, because we are of two different generations. That's why it's called Daddy and Son.
Yeah. Well, what are we going to talk about next year? What do you think the things are that people want to hear? That's what we need to. That's what we want to know. What do you want us to talk about?
Well, that's very insightful. You do your crowdsourcing, and I'll do my crowdsourcing, and in the new year we'll put our heads together. By the way, this is our last show for 2025, if I did not mention.
Yes.
And we will reconvene in the new year. So this will be a whole different topic. I'm thinking of maybe even do a new bumper, new music, new openings. I'm excited. I'm gonna hit the studio and start producing.
Do you have any predictions for next year?
Yes.
And they can be from political, sociological, anything you want to think about for next year.
My prediction for next year is that we're going to start seeing the AI bubble start to burst. We are going
the stock
to
market?
see a war, the first major world war, break out this time in the Western Hemisphere and not over in Europe or the Eastern Hemisphere. I think that the Democrats are going to win the primaries, and
They're going to win the election, the next fall's election.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
I think they're going to win the primaries. And what's going to end up happening is Trump is going to deny it. He's going to say that it's rigged, and I think the U.S. is going to possibly start gearing up for a civil war by next year. And I also think
That's not far fetched, you know.
no, it's
I agree.
not.
There's definitely more tension. Carry on. Don't let me interrupt.
And I think that in Canada,
Yes, we should talk about our native
things
country.
are going to get a little bit worse before it gets better economically for us.
Okay.
While we will see a dip in interest rates, the issue is the instability of our neighboring and our highest trading partner has caused a lot of international investors to
Flee.
feel like they can't come here.
That's right.
A lot of younger business startups, they can't afford to have startups. We are seeing an all-time record low of businesses starting, and we're seeing more businesses closing in 2025 than we have in the last decade. And so I think next year it's just going to get worse, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. It will get better, but it's going to get a lot worse before it does get better. And the last thing, my last prediction for next year is I think you're going to see a lot of young people start reverting back into neoliberalism. Last year and the year before, we noticed, because I think COVID created a shift, especially in young white males, becoming a lot more conservative.
Oh, you think it's going to flip back a
And I
little
think
bit?
it's going to start flipping again. Yeah.
Boy, that's an interesting one. We could do a session. Well, let me make a couple predictions. One is, I think, first of all, Mr. Trump is going to lose the tariff battle at Supreme Court. Number two, I think increasingly the Republican Party in the United States, he's going to lose. They're going to be less willing to give him the authority that he claims to have or want to have. And even though there's been a tendency towards an autocracy in the States, I think Trump is going to find it harder to move things along. I think people are going to start standing up to him. At least maybe that's more of a hope than it is a prediction. But there's evidence of it right now. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is a good example of that.
I think it's more of a hope than a prediction, but...
Well, we'll see. Three, I agree with you. Democrats are going to win the midterms, even with any what do they call it, redistricting and Indiana. There's a state that stood up to Trump and said, "We're not going to do what you want to do, Trump. We're going to continue to organize our elections the way we want to, and we want to see more of that across the United States." We here in Canada and a lot of Americans are tired of what Trump's doing, and we hope to goodness he gets stopped because I don't like what I'm seeing down there. In Canada, I agree with you. It's been very tough. Things are leaving. I think things are going to start getting better. Why? Actually, our economic performance in the last 2 months has gone up, believe it or not. Unemployment's come down a bit. What on earth? Really? Who would have believed that? But those are what the numbers are saying. Canadians are very resilient. I think we will find a way, and I got to give the new Prime Minister some credit here. He's doing the right stuff. I would not want to see an election. I would not want to see a change of government right now.
Well, Michael Ma decided to leave the Conservative Party and come over to the Liberal Party. And I think this which is ironic, even though he was at the Conservative Christmas party.
Oh, really? And then he flipped
So a lot
over.
of people are saying that if he can do that he's a savage for going to the Conservative Christmas party and then 2 days later announce to the whole country that he switched parties. That is savage. But I wish a lot of people in the US or on the right in Canada would take the same stance. I think the conservative values or conservatism in North America has completely gone off the rails. I never thought in my
Sure
life
has in the United States.
I would see conservative leaders being people who are twice divorced, have a criminal record, are straight up felons, and people are like, this is our leader. I never thought I would live to see that day because growing up when I thought about conservative values, I thought, yes, it was very anti-gay. Yes, it was very anti-LGBTQ, but it was also very pro-education. It was pro-live and let live. It was pro-family values. It was pro being true to your wives. It was pro-kindness, pro-Christianity, giving everyone who has the drive, the opportunity to start a business and to have their way up.
Let them do their thing.
Now the Conservative Party in Canada and the Conservative Party in the US have become the party of grease my palms. Trump has made he's made bribe great again.
Well,
and it's very bad for
I think there are a lot of
people
conservatives
who
in the
are,
United States that don't
again, business minded. Look at the deal with Warner Brothers and Netflix. They talk about meritocracy a lot, and they throw out things like affirmative action and DEI, but all I'm seeing is whoever has the shiniest object to put up to serve whoever is in leadership. And I'm talking about here as well, because Doug Ford is no better.
He has a lot of developers in his pocket, doesn't he?
He's no better. So it's all about who can grease the palms.
We cannot change the world of politics, that's for sure, unless we vote.
It's not making people who are great innovators. We talk about when I thought about conservatism growing up, it was about, small government and rooting for small businesses and entrepreneurship and innovation.
You do not see that in the United States, do you?
And you're not seeing that in the United States. And Canada is not far behind. A lot of policies, a lot of bills that are being championed by the Conservative Party are very anti-conservative value.
Well, the point is, any conservative bill in this country means nothing because it's not going to go anywhere. It's just throwing paper into the wind because of our system here. I was going to say something and I totally forgot about it.
But one thing I do appreciate when I see, because I think having a strong or shout out to Lewis again. Lewis said this to me once. You cannot have you cannot have, and I'm sorry I'm going to butcher this, Lewis, but you cannot have operational democracy without a strong opposition.
Yes, I agree with that.
And I agree with that. When you're putting bills forward, you're making it known that you have a stance on something. You're making it known that you have a policy, you have a plan. Not a concepts of a plan, but
where have I heard that expression before?
But a plan. And I admire that. Do I agree with the bill? No, I may not agree with the bill,
Well, we have Mr. Pullever has a lot of plans. You got to admit, he's got a lot of ideas and stuff. And Ed Carney's adopted some. The Liberals have adopted
a lot of them, including bail reform.
Yeah,
I never thought the Liberals would have jumped on this, but they and people are like, oh, they're stealing the plan. They're stealing Carney's idea. Sorry, they're stealing
Who cares? It's a good idea.
ideas. They're stealing Poilievre's ideas. Who cares?
We want good government. We want a safe
good governance, and they're listening to the populace. That is the role of a politician. Yes, they're supposed to change their minds because unlike Olivia fucking Chow, who, when I write her office with over 3,000 signatures, which is more than the amount of people who lives on this block, and say we don't want back lanes, they're like tough titties, bitch. Tough titties. We're going to put it there any damn way.
Yes, we have an election. Maybe there's another prediction. I believe this time next year, Olivia Chow will not be mayor of Toronto.
Ciao, ciao.
I did not say that.
With that being said, any announcements that you want to give before we head out?
No, I don't have any announcements. Am I supposed to be announcing something?
No. Anything.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. Happy anything you want to be happy about.
Anything you want to be happy that's hilarious. Anything you want to be happy about. You know what? I second that. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Christmas, and happy to anything you want to be happy about.
Mm-hmm. And thank you, everybody, for listening to us.
The economy is tough this year, so
it's a hell of a year.
Most people will be getting a hug from me this Christmas.
Virtual hugs from me too.
And in the new year, so my girlfriend Renata and I will also be starting a new podcast.
Oh my God, you're going to be busy.
So you will hear me on not only one podcast, but two.
Well, what's that going to be called? Are you ready to tell us?
Oh, yes. We're working on everything. We're working on the trademark, the artwork, everything.
Wow.
It's called Cocktails.
Oh, after one of our sessions we did, or one of our segments, yes.
Yeah, Cocktails. Cocktails. So, yes, I look forward to all the support. Once that is released in January, I will do some big, I don't know, I'll probably do a party or something. But that is coming down the pipeline. I want everyone to stay warm, put some Vicks on that chest, take your vitamin C's because the flu is out there and it's bad this season. Like everybody around me is coughing,
Get your flu
sneezing.
shots and COVID shots, everybody.
It is bad. Girls, please go get your flu shots this year. Go get it. I know it's not the best. In data out of data coming from Australia, we know it's not the best, but it is something. Please go take it. I myself have taken it, and I see where it's worked because I see everyone around me being sick, coughing, and I have been just fine. And I'm immunocompromised at that.
And if, for those of you listening in Ontario, you can go to a drugstore and get a shot.
Yeah,
No,
both COVID and
really
the flu
easy.
shot.
Yeah, it's really easy here.
Two for one.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
I don't know how easy it is in other countries or other jurisdictions, but there's no excuse if you live in Ontario, Canada.
And if you live
Get
in
a
the
shot.
and if you live in the UK, the NHS makes it just as accessible. So
Okay,
go
good.
get your shots.
Yep.
Go get your shots, and I don't mean the tequila. Put it down.
We'll do that afterwards.
Put it down, Harry. I'm talking to you. But anyhow, I want to thank everyone for listening and joining us throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
Again, what a blessing. We don't take anyone for granted. So thank you so much. Keep following us and share us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Daddy and Son. If you haven't done so as yet, please go on over YouTube. And remember, we are over on iHeartRadio as well, so go download the free iHeartRadio app and support the show. And if you have any questions for the show, send them over to daddyandsonpodcast@gmail.com. That is DADDYANDSON podcast@gmail.com. Until next time, have a Merry Christmas and be good to your daddies.
And daddies, have a happy new year and be kind to your sons.
Oh, I like that.